you have to be dedicated to people. You're so devoted to them, even if they hate you, even if they don't want to be around you, they don't want to hear what you have to say to them, and they're constantly rude to you, or maybe they spend too much time with you and they always want to be around you. You have to have a heart of devotion for these people and vision for where it is that the Lord wants to take them.
It just takes vision, just plain and simple. You have to see the call of God in somebody's life and believe in them enough to serve them with your whole heart. And you have to have God's heart for them, a passion for holiness, a passion for the Great Commission, and a passion for their role.
Being a CA, it's really important to focus on servanthood. Jesus Christ came not to be served, but to serve. So as a core advisor, your core did not come for you. You came for them. You were selected so that you would serve them. So in everything that you do, whether it be prayer, whether it be meditating on the Word, you're doing it for them, ultimately for the glory of God, but you are doing it to be a servant to them.
Being a core advisor takes perseverance. It's a lot of hard work. It's not always fun and games. You have girls who are hard sometimes, and who you just have to keep loving and keep pursuing. Girls who don't respond, girls who push you away, and you keep going and you keep loving. There's going to be sleepless nights and tears and sometimes stress, and there's so much to do, but you got to set your face like flint.
It takes devotion to be a core advisor. Basically, you're going to have certain people entrusted to you, not just their lives and making sure they're safe and everything, but their spiritual growth is really put in your hands, and so you have to be devoted to them, regardless of what their personality type is, whether you get along with them or not. It's going to take you being devoted to God. What do you desire to have done in their life? To praying for them on a regular basis, to serving them, even when you don't feel like it, even when you're not having the best day. And so it takes devotion to be a good core advisor.
To be a good core advisor, you have to be yourself. Don't try to be overly spiritual or fake or anything like that, but you need to be yourself to these people, raw and real. And I think that the best thing you can do for that is teach things that you've already learned, teach things that are in your heart, and not just some teaching, but teach the things that you've already gone through in your own life. When you're a CA, you have to be one who's quick to confront people, because sometimes you're going to be the only one who sees things into their lives, because God's going to give you discernment into their lives, and you're going to have to be faithful with that discernment. It's going to be up to you what you do with it, so you're going to have to be faithful to pray, one, for discernment, and then two, when you do see things in their lives, you have to be faithful to pull them out and be zealous for their holiness and want them to be like Jesus Christ. And it's going to be hard. It's hard to confront people, but you have to do it because it's your responsibility.
Being a CA is definitely not a glamorous job. Some people might think that. When I was an intern, I probably thought it was the cool thing to do. But when I became a CA, it was definitely a lot different than what I thought it was going to be. You don't get to pick your core. People get put in your core, and you have to pursue those specific people. To be effective, you got to be relational, and to be relational, it's going to cost you giving your time to them coming with you. It definitely just takes sacrifice. It takes you giving your life over to them.
Being a core advisor takes being ready to be available to them 24/7, whenever. You could be sleeping, and it could be 2 o'clock in the morning, and one of your guys needs to talk to you. And are you willing to give up sleep to talk to them and to deal with the things that they need to talk about?
It's a lot of hard work, a lot of just recasting vision over and over and over again to people, but it's worth it at the end.
So if you're willing to be a CA, then it definitely takes passion. Number one, you have to have passion for God. If you're going to do anything worthwhile, having people under you for a whole year, then you have to impart a reality and a real passion for God into them. If you don't impart that, then everything else is kind of a waste. And so that's number one. You have to make sure that your passion for Jesus is real, and that it's not just Teen Mania, it's not just Honor Academy, but it's real.
It takes denying yourself to be a core advisor. You need to lay down your life in prayer for the people that you're leading. Fight for them in prayer, because the words that you say aren't always going to impact them immediately, but your prayers are going to change their lives.
Yeah, you're pretty much on call 24/7. Yeah. You need to be willing to give yourself whenever on the spot, and be ready to listen intently.
The year is basically you commissioning them the whole year to go out into the world, and that's going to take purposeful discipleship. It's going to take your time, and so just know that it's a lot more than just being up front and preaching on Wednesdays. It's definitely sacrifice, it's laying your life down, and it's just loving these people with everything. So.
And number two, and you have to have a passion for them. You have to have a passion to love them, to serve them, to give of yourself, and in practical ways. Really caring about their needs whenever they're different than you, really being patient with them when they're not when they have a personality that's totally opposite of somebody that you would really hang out with. And so just, I think, having a passion for them, a brokenness and a heart for them, caring. So that's what I would say.
And also just living life with the people you're leading. You have to deny yourself. You can't always go off hanging out with your friends, but you need to spend time with them.
I'd say like the main thing to being a core advisor is a dedication to love. Like to love your guys or your girls, even when it's hard, when you don't want to, and like it makes no sense to love somebody who just doesn't want to love you, but you love them anyway. I think that's the main thing about being a core advisor.
It takes laying down your life.
It takes dependence. It takes being yourself. It takes perseverance.
It takes being zealous for their holiness.
It takes a selfless heart to really love and care for people.
It takes selflessness. It takes being selfless.
It takes passion.
It takes passion. It takes boldness.
It takes faith.
It takes patience.
It takes patience.
It takes prayer.
It takes persistence.
It takes good time management.
It takes devotion.
It takes abiding.
It takes faithfulness.
It takes discipline.
It takes sacrifice.
It takes sacrifice.
It takes vision.